Atlanta, Georgia, strapped barely making ends meet, craving beans and cornbread, oh yes, when I ran smack.
Hey, and welcome to another Man Contained Fishing podcast, and with partnership with the Paddle and Fin Network. So we're here tonight. We're going to discuss our 2025 tournament scene with SEGKBF. We've got some new things coming about on the tournament scene, and we're going to get at that. So let's get this thing started, kicked off. Grab your favorite beverage. Mine is water tonight. Got to work in the morning, bright and early. 3:45, 3:50 comes early. So we are going to get this thing kicked off, and let's rock on, boys.
Welcome, kayak anglers. You are tuned into the Paddle and Fin Network, kayak fishing's best network of shows, with great hosts, more shows covering all things kayak fishing, bringing you special guests providing insight regarding topics such as river trips, gear reviews, angler profiles, tournament news, and more. Sit back, relax. Let's do this.
All right, we're back. So, like I said, we're going to kick off the 2025 season in March this year. We've got several tournament scenes that are going to run from March to October. We've got one that's going to last till November because of the championship round held in that tournament. So yeah, man, it's been a wild year so far. You know, January. Was it January? Yeah, this is February. January, man, we received some snow down here in Georgia, and it shut the fishing down. But recently I got on the water and just kind of tested out my new batteries for the year and make sure everything was correct. Thank you, Watt Cycle Batteries, for allowing me to be a brand ambassador for them this year, and for them to sponsoring the Georgia Tour Kayak Series. So each winner in the Georgia Tour Kayak Series will win a Watt Cycle battery, courtesy of Watt Cycle. So yeah, let's get this thing started, and let's talk about some tournament stuff. Like I said, the Georgia Tour Kayak Series is my main series. These are live in-person tournaments. So it's going to be a 9 tournament series. So nine months of tournament fishing for these guys here in Georgia, Alabama, wherever you want to come from to fish these things, man. It doesn't matter to me. Y'all come on to Georgia and let's fish. Yeah, the first tournament starts on Lake Juliet on March 15th. And I had to kind of give you a little background on Lake Juliet. It's just outside of Macon, a little north of Macon, maybe northwest of Macon. It's a Georgia Power Lake, and they've got some motor restrictions on there, so we don't have to worry about no jet skis, no big bass boats, or pontoon boats or pleasure boaters. Everybody usually who gets out on the water there is actually fishing. So yeah, March 15th is Lake Juliet. And some other places that we're going to fish are Lake Sinclair several times throughout the year. It's outside of Millersville. It consists of Baldwin County, Putnam, Hancock. So that's where that lake kind of resides, in the middle state of Georgia. Then we're going to run up to Clarks Hill. Clarks Hill Lake, they just had a Bassmaster Open up there. And did they catch them? They caught them up there. So, and plus on some of these tournaments, we are partner not really partner, but we're tagging along. Let's say tag along with the Georgia Bass Nation, and Steve Owens runs that event. And so I was glad to talk with him, get on board with him, and kind of let the anglers double dip a little bit. If you fish in the Georgia Bass Nation, you can fish in the Georgia Tour Kayak Series as well. And also give shout outs to Mr. JC Sanchez over at the South Carolina Bass Nation. We're going to partner and fish Clarksville this year. Because there's a lot of South Carolina anglers that like to fish that lake, Georgia anglers. So we can pull from both sides, and you don't have to have 2 licenses. Georgia is reciprocal to South Carolina, and South Carolina is reciprocal to Georgia on your license. So we are running a Angler of the Year points race in this as well. So if you've got to be a member in order to fish all of my tournaments this year. So it's a cheap membership. It's $25 or not, excuse me, $20 to join the membership fee. And that will get you points in if you decide to fish some of my online stuff that we're going to discuss later in the podcast. So you'll be able to double dip, triple dip, things like that. So, but yeah, $20 membership fee to SEGKBF will get you into the Angler of the Points race for the Georgia Tour Kayak Series as well. And it's a $65 entry fee on this tournament, on the live tournaments. So we kind of upped the fee a little bit from last year to give a little bit more payout. And coming soon to the website is I'm gonna add the payout sheet so everybody know kind of what each tournament pays out according to how many anglers we have participate in the tournaments. So that way everybody will know exactly how much money is going into the pot and what you're fishing for before you even hit the water. Man, my throat's dry today. It's been crazy today. This weather is kind of fluctuating here in Georgia. We've got some cooler weather today compared to yesterday. It was 82, 83 degrees yesterday, and now it's 66, 67 today. So, welcome to South Georgia. You got winter one week, fall the next week, summer, spring, all in one day. But yeah, kind of moving on. I had released a video back, I guess, a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't going to do no online series, but with all the support that I've had from my anglers, phone calls I've had from different anglers that's fished with me throughout the years, they were kind of disappointed in that I wasn't going to hold my online series. But in turn, we are bringing them back live on TourneyX.com. So if you have a TourneyX account, just look up SEGKBF. Subscribe to the, you can look me up in the club tab and join the club on there as well. That way you're kind of affiliated with me, and we can get the information out to everybody in a timely manner. That way everybody can plan and things like that. So, yeah, the first one is the Kayak Nationwide online series. It's kind of self-explanatory, but I'm gonna kind of explain these things one by one because we really need to get these online things back rolling real good. Because not only does these online stuff allow anglers to fish their home public waters, it's a little easier on the anglers themselves. You don't have a whole lot of travel expense. You don't. You can kind of plan out your month. Okay, I've got 10 days this month to fish, so I'm gonna have to go here and here and here in order to get me 100 inches or more on the leaderboard, right? So, but yeah, these tournaments are going to run from the same thing from March to October each month. These will be a month-long tournament, so you have all month to get your 5 biggest fish on the leaderboard. And as always, you can fish from public waters, so refer to the rules packet. I've got the rules packet listed on my website. If you go to SEGKBF.com and look up on the main page, if you click over to the tournament tab, it has the tournament rules, the tournament identifier, and the waiver all right there. So you will need a waiver, 2025 waiver signed and emailed to me, and them can be emailed to Daniel@segkbf.com for the waivers. So yeah, it's a $50 entry fee. That's about the same across the board. Some of these other onlines, so we're kind of comparable to all the other clubs and tournament stuff that's being surrounded on in the kayak world. But yeah, it's and also a $20 membership is required, so you can pay that on the website as well. So we're going to kind of do a points accumulation this year. We'll still do a points accumulation for, I guess you consider Angler of the Year for this series. But the points winner will get some prize packets from our sponsors this year. So the number one man that comes in on this series will receive prize packets from all our sponsors that sponsor us this year as a club. So if you have any questions, golly, folks, don't hesitate to ask them. Y'all can hit me up on Facebook, Messenger. You can email me. If you got my phone number, you can actually text me. Text me is probably the best way, because some of these phone numbers now, they come up spam across the cell phone. So probably just text me. And if you need to talk to me personally, just reach out through me, email, and I'll with your phone number, and I'll call you or text you and say, hey, are you available for a call? And we'll discuss things, man. It's not hard, not at all. So moving on, man. We're bringing back the Weekend Warrior Series as well. But the change to the Weekend Warrior Series is a little different from last year. So the Weekend Warrior Series is going to be 1 weekend a month, and it's actually going to be a 3-day tournament. So you got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to catch your 5 biggest fish. It's a 5-fish limit for 3 days. This will run March through October, and you can fish your own public waters. So if you're in a Weekend Warrior mode and you just like you like to compete or are learning to compete in the kayak world, I think this would be a good series for young anglers, junior anglers. What I consider junior anglers are maybe 6th, 7th, 8th graders, and then the senior anglers are 9th through 12. So if you know any junior or senior anglers that want to get in on this Weekend Warriors, hey, let's grab them. Let's get them rock and rolling in this tournament scene, and kind of get them introduced into the tournament series. Because let's go into that a little bit. Talking about high school anglers, I had a chance to talk to Jim Lumpkin. He runs Lake Country Fishing here in Middle Georgia. You can go to lakecountryfishing.com and look at his website. But he gives a lot of tournament stuff out and a lot of things. Like he covers a lot of tournaments on Sinclair and in Oconee. So we were talking the other day on the telephone. We were discussing some other things, and he was telling me that he had to go cover a high school event up on Sinclair, or I think it may be Oconee, one of the two lakes. And he said that the bass boat count was up to 250. Now, keep that in mind, 250 anglers or bass boats up on a lake. And then even that, I talked with, golly, a guy from Augusta. He owns a bait shop, Hayden Outdoors. I talked with him too one day, and they're having another big Georgia bass boat tournament up there, and I think around 250, 300 boats. And golly, man, that's a lot of boats running up and down a lake. Then you pile on your pleasure boaters, your pleasure jet skiers, skiers, and all that. That'll get crowded in a hot minute. And I always, at the end of my podcast, what I say, always wear your PFD and fish on. But if you've got to really be careful out there with that many boaters. But yeah, dude, going back to the high school thing, me and Jim was talking, and we're discussing how to get anglers, high school anglers, involved in the kayak world, right? So, because he was saying that one high school, I'm not going to name the high school, but he had one high school up there that had more non-boaters than a boater. And in the high school world of bass fishing now, either daddy has to have the boat, and then they pick partners. But I'm not going to get into all that mess. But what we're saying is they had a lot of people that was left out because they don't have a partner on the boat side. So it's more or less fishing as a co-angler, like if you're familiar with the bass world, if you don't own the boat or anything like you can fish as a co-angler. But we're trying to reach them kids. We want to reach them kids that don't have a way to fish in a boat, is to move them to the kayak world, and maybe reach out to some of these high school kids, high school organizations, and see if we can gather some of them and get them into these tournaments, especially these online things, because they don't have to, some of the kids that drive 16, 17, 18-year-olds, they can throw their little kayak in the back of the truck and go down to the local river or the public fishing area near them and fish in a tournament. And so, but I think this Weekend Warrior Series thing is where it's going to be at for these younger anglers. And I wouldn't mind, if y'all think I need to reach out to anybody, just let me know. I'll reach out to them and talk to them about it. So, but yeah, it's kind of hard being a tournament director sometimes, but other times it's kind of fun because you get to talk to a lot of folks. You meet a lot of folks. You're working with these companies, kind of reaching out to them to help sponsor clubs to get their product in the anglers' hands that might be a small company, might be a home business, or somebody that hand pours baits in their garage, or has a little shop outside their house that they work out of when they come from their full-time job. Then they pour baits for 2 or 3 hours in their shed or their man cave or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so yeah, that's what we're going to do as far as tournament scene this year for 2025. We got the Georgia Tour Kayak Series. Them are held, here locally in Georgia with the 9 tournament series, and then we're going to go to a championship round in November with that. And then the Kayak Nationwide online series, all that's going to be held online for a month at a time, and then the Weekend Warrior series will be one time a month on a 3-day tournament style with your 5 biggest fish for the 3 days. So you can and I'm running the Weekend Warrior series concurrent with my Georgia Tour Kayak series. So the Georgia Tour Kayak series guys, they can actually double dip if they wanted to get into the Weekend Warriors, because they can fish the Georgia Tour Kayak series and the Weekend Warrior series, because they're going to be held on the same weekend. Just it's just easier for me to judge fish like that. By the way, I'm not going to talk long about the Super Bowl, but them Georgia Bulldogs on that Philadelphia Eagles defense did it. Y'all got to give it up for some of them boys. That's the reason what reminded me of is we got some championship glasses from a little bar party we attended. But yeah, so some other things I want to discuss. We're going to discuss it right after this commercial break. Y'all stay tuned with us. Y'all come back, enjoy the second half of the show, as we've got two things that we're adding this year to the tournament scene, and y'all will want to hear about these. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back at you.
There's a world out there waiting to be explored. But true freedom requires a different kind of power. Power that's reliable, sustainable, and built to keep up with your adventurous spirit. Wattcycle provides strong and stable power.
It's a really good deal.
These are great little batteries. They have high temperature, low temperature sensors.
Really high quality cells come in these things now.
So far, so good. Everything seems to be efficient.
Well, it did everything that it said it would do.
Wattcycle's lithium iron phosphate batteries utilize advanced battery management and thermal control technologies to ensure exceptional performance and reliability. We only use premium grade A cells, selected for their high energy density, superior safety, and impressive cycle life of up to 15,000 charges. Wattcycle is proud to serve over 300,000 customers, empowering homes, businesses, and communities around the world with sustainable energy solutions. Our batteries are engineered to provide clean, efficient power for your renewable energy systems. Wattcycle, versatile power solutions for every adventure. Experience freedom on the road. Stay out on the water longer. Hit the greens with confidence. Secure your home's energy needs. Maximize your solar potential, and more. Wattcycle Power Infinite.
We're back. We're back for the second half of the show. So yeah, we covered a lot in the first part. Like I said, we've got 3 tournament styles going on this year. The Georgia Tour Kayak Series, the Kayak Nationwide Online Series, and the Weekend Warrior Series. So if you haven't, you can check us out on the website as well. You can actually pay the membership to $20 membership fee I was talking about on the website as well. All you got to do is go over to the tournament page. You'll scroll down a little ways. You'll see a PayPal button. Hit that. You can pay it from right there. It directs you to pay it, and you're rocking on. And I'll get notification that you joined as a member, and we'll add you to the list. So yeah, man, I'm kind of excited with the next 2 things I'm fixing to tell y'all about, and this kind of popped in my head when I was working night shift recently. I was just riding around, them lonely nights of police work on the streets of Savannah. I don't know if many of y'all know that, but I've been in law enforcement 27 years and rocking on. So hopefully here shortly I can retire and fish full time. But I don't think my wife would put up for that because she wouldn't like me around the house a whole lot. So, but yeah, we're gonna discuss these next two things, and I want y'all to listen carefully about them because they're kind of unique. They're kind of different in the fishing tournament world. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing rocking and get my notes. See all my notes, but get these explained to you as best as we can, and hopefully y'all will enjoy this type style tournament. So each tournament, these next two tournaments I'm going to talk about, they're going to run year long. So it's going to be from March to December 31st. That's March 1st from December 31st. So the first one, we kind of came up with these names last night sitting around our bar and inside, and we even had our college attendee help us a little bit because he's in the gaming world, so he sees a lot of stuff. But yeah, so the first name we came up with is the fry hitter, because everybody knows what a fry is, right? A small bass, golly, a bass that's just born. So it's going to be your 5 smallest bass for the year. So you can actually catch a 1 inch bass, and it'll be scoreable. Does that sound right? I don't even think catch boards go up to 1 or go down to 1 inch, do they? But yeah, we'll go to the nearest inch. So if you catch a 1 inch bass, it whatever the catch board is, I don't know. I don't have my catch board right here with me. It's down in my locker down here on the floor. But yeah, so this will run from March to December, and it'll be your 5 smallest bass, and you'll be able to submit them, small bass. I think it will get, if you see right here, I've got a 7-Eleven punching rod back here. But over in this corner behind my curtain, I've got some little light tackle, and I think that might get people to kind of do some different things. Carry a little medium light or light spinning reel with you and throw you on a 1/64 ounce little bug or something, and see how many small bass you can catch in one day. Come on, guys! I know everybody's caught small bass. Heck, because what it only does is some of these small creeks that aren't accessible by boat or anything. Man, throw your kayak in there with a paddle one day and just have at it. But it's just kind of, I just want to see what the smallest bass is going to be caught for the year. But nah, it's I had even thought about this, that you got to go buy you a Barbie rod and fish with a Barbie rod, and you have to take the picture with the fish on the measuring board with the Barbie rod in the picture. But that'd be a whole nother ball game. We might do that as a fun tournament, something like that. But yeah, we'll check it out. But yeah, getting back to the fry tournament. The 5 smallest bass. It's a $40 entry fee for the whole year. $40 gets you into the tournament. But you have to be a member of SEGKBF. So you still have to pay the membership fee in order to fish this tournament, these next two tournament styles. What the winner will get at the end of the tournament. So whoever has the 5 smallest fish in your bag on Tourney X, they're going to win a gift card. And for example, say if Joe Blow wins the tournament, I'm going to contact Joe Blow, tell him, hey, you've won the fry tournament. What tackle store do you use or anything like that? So if he uses, say, Tackle Warehouse online, then I will buy a gift card from Tackle Warehouse and give him the numbers give Joe Blow the numbers off the Tackle Warehouse card, and he can order his tournament gear for next year. So yeah, that's how we're going to operate it. The winner gets a gift card to their choosings of what tackle shops that they like to shop at. Could be Bass Pro, Cabela's, Tackle Warehouse, Omnia Fishing. Golly, man, it could be a roll of things. So, but yeah, but all these tournaments that I'm discussing, they've got to be fished on public waters. So there's no private waters. So it's all got to be according to the rule packet that you can find on the website. But yeah. So lastly but least, for all your big boys out there, if you want to get in this one, it's time to hop in, because the spawn is fixing to happen down here in the South. And you could really put up some numbers very quick down here in the South. It's called the rod benders. The rod benders. That's right. All your hogs, all your sloths, all your donkeys, your swamp donkeys. That reminds me, we were looking on the internet today, and there was a list of terms. There was a list of terms, fishing terms, bass fishing terms, right? That I came across. And there were some terms on there I didn't do, but we're going to do a live podcast for them terms one night. We're just going to have fun and just throw some terms out and get everybody online on a live chat and kind of see what they call different things. But yeah, we're going to do that as a live podcast one night. We're going to have some guests on, and we're just going to have a good time at it. But yeah, getting back to the rod bender. The rod bender. Sound like some kind of cartoon, doesn't it? So this is going to be the big five for the year. I want to see some behemoths on them catch boards, on them Yak Attack leaderboards. With that being said, that's the only 2 boards that are approved for all my tournaments. You can use the catch board, which they make a metal one, they make a polycarbonate one, and the Yak Attack leaderboard. So if you ain't got one, go over to their websites and you can get it directly from their websites. And this is going to be a $40 entry as well for the rod bender stuff for your 5 big bass too. So that kind of gives you the whole year. These last 2 are for the whole year from March to December. And we're gonna see who can catch the 5 biggest as well. So same thing, CPR type style tournaments. Just log your fit. Tourney X will cull them. So I'm gonna have to reach out to Dwayne, kind of see how I'm gonna do the small bass stuff, because if I guess it would be left up to the anglers. Say if your smallest bass is 10, and then I guess you'd have to just keep paying attention to your leaderboard and kind of delete fish or hold them in your live well and figure things out like that. But I'll reach out to Dwayne and I'll discuss it with Wayne to see if there might be a way to do it. But just go ahead and submit them. Submit your 5 smallest. Because I don't, as it's set up now, when you catch a small fish and you get a bigger fish, it automatically culls. But I can just, I can turn that auto call off in my tournament director series, where I put all the tournaments. But yeah, same thing. The winner's going to get a gift card in this one as well for the 5 biggest bass to their choosing of whatever store they use to get their tackle from. That way all I do is I can purchase the gift card and give them the numbers off of it, and they can rock on to catch more big bass. But also with the fry tournament and the rod bender tournament, the winning angler will get discount codes as well to the club sponsors. So we'll do that as well. That way you can kind of support the companies that support us with a little bit of discount coding going on. But yeah, man, it's going to be a fun year. We're rocking along here. But yeah, for sure. This I've got a lot going on, but I'm working. I'm just running myself ragged, ain't I? Nah, not at all. We're not running ourselves ragged. We just like fishing. That's all. As Southern boys, like my buddy John Rapp says, man, we got it lucky down here in Georgia in the South that we can fish year round. He lives in West Virginia. I think he's still covered up with snow a little bit down in the valley. But yeah, we've got it good down here in Georgia, man. Just besides this past snow apocalypse we had that shut us down for about a week, we were able to fish. We're fixing to get into our prime. I've seen some pretty good bags come off these lakes in these bass boat tournaments. Give a shout out to Travis. Travis up in South Carolina just held his first tournament as a tournament director. I think they fished Lake Kiwi, which is a very clear lake. And they had a hell of a turnout up there. Them South Carolina boys love to fish too. So if y'all were up in the South Carolina area, check his club out, SEGKBF. Travis does fishing, I believe, on YouTube. But yeah, you can find him on Facebook, things like that as well. Just like to help other tournament directors and other clubs out. As always, we have a hell of a family here in the kayak industry, in the kayak world. And I don't think kayak fishing is going anywhere no time soon. I really don't. Especially with all this stuff that is going on in the bass boat world. They get some of these tournament scenes are getting rid of co-angling and things like that. So we might be able to grab a few and put them in kayaks. Let's make that our mission this year. At least get 25 more people in the kayaks. That sounds like a good number. So we can push these big boys to start fishing out of kayaks, right? I saw where Mike and Ellie talking about big boys. I saw Mike and Ellie is a partner with Wilderness now. So I guess he's going to continue his side of fishing in the kayak and the bass boat world. But yeah, so yeah, man, if y'all have any questions for me, just hit me up. Like I said, at Daniel at SEGKBF.com, email. If you got my phone number, reach me through text. Shoot me a question, whatever. If you have any questions, concerns, anything like that. So we are rocking, man. I'm excited about this year. We're pushing forward. We've got good things going. So yeah, get over and join the membership. $20 to rock on this year in kayak bass fishing. So with that being said, we're going to close this show out and kind of give y'all some other information right quick. Head over to SEGKBF Hook and Reel Hub for more information. We released that first part last year, where it kind of tells you all the where you can get, how to get your fishing license here in Georgia and things like that. Register your kayak if you got a motor on it, and some other things. We've released some information on some public fishing areas, some state parks that have lakes on them. Some of the lakes that we fish here, like Sinclair, Clarks Hill, stuff like that. But we've got some exciting news to come into the hook and reel, and for a second release, some information is coming in August of this year. So we're adding to it. We're adding more to it, and join our social media stuff. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and you can also grab yourself an email list as well. You can get on our email list. We're going to be pushing out a lot of information through our email list. So if you're not subscribed to our email list, go over to segkbf.com and subscribe to our email list. And so you can get that first-hand information pretty dang quick joining our email list. But yeah, we are excited about 2025. Oh Lord, man, I can't even gather, man. I'm sitting here looking at my kayak. My kayak's right here. We're pushing out more videos on YouTube. Wanted to kind of welcome Chasing 20 Inches on the Paddle and Fin Network. They're two guys. If y'all ain't checked them out, go over to Paddle and Fin Network and check them out. But yeah, we've got a lot of sponsors this year, more than we ever had. We've got some new ones. We got some old ones that came back with us. But yeah, we're gonna try to get all their products into your hands to help them grow and to help them be successful in the fishing industry, things like that. So with that being said, folks, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining the podcast. And we are here strong in 2025 and going at it. Everybody get geared up. Change your line if you ain't changed your line on your reels. Do a little bit of maintenance because it never hurts to do maintenance on your rod, your reels. Make sure everything's good with your rod. You don't have any cracks in them. Make sure all your eyes on your rods are good, because it always hurts your feelings when you get on the water and you rear back on that hook set and that rod goes ping. It snaps, right? And that big old fish comes up and you're like, holy crap, I just lost that fish. So do maintenance, folks. All those kayak anglers kind of say, well, we don't need to do maintenance because our stuff don't get banged around. Yeah, everybody does maintenance on their fishing gear, on their fishing boats. So make sure you take care of your plastic boats. Get them waxed or some kind of protectant on them, especially during the hot summer months. Don't want that plastic cracking and you have to go repairing plastic. So, but yeah, it's thank you for your time and thank you for your support, more or less. We couldn't do it without all your anglers, all you guys, everybody that supports SEGKBF.com. And like I said, let's
let's get in on these tournaments, especially these two new ones I'm running the whole year, for the whole year. I just want to see who's going to put up the biggest bag and who's going to put up the smallest bag. That's what I want to see. So, but with that being said, enjoy your evening. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe on the roads. And always be safe on the water by wearing your PFD. And fish on.